5 key lessons from Stoic philosophy for a fulfilling life. Stoicism, an ancient Greek and Roman philosophy founded in the early 3rd century BC by Zeno of Citium, has been a guiding force for many Roman statesmen and emperors, including Cato, Seneca, and Marcus Aurelius. This timeless philosophy not only has the power to transform your life for the better, but also provides a deeper understanding of life, helping you discover your purpose in this complex journey. At the Stoic Lifestyle, we will delve into the essence of Stoicism through 5 fundamental tenets. These tenets are carefully chosen to provide a comprehensive summary of Stoicism as a whole. To fully grasp the principles and values of Stoicism, it's essential to stay with us until the very end and attentively consider each of these tenets. Now, let's explore the 5 tenets that will help you fully understand Stoicism. The first tenet that encapsulates the spirit of Stoicism is the emphasis on virtue and character. One of the core principles of Stoic philosophy is the development of virtue and excellent character. The Stoics believed that living a virtuous life, filled with wisdom, courage, justice, and moderation, was the key to a good and flourishing life aligned with nature. Developing moral character was not just an abstract philosophical pursuit for the Stoics. It was an active process of daily self-improvement and examination. Their goal was to become the best versions of themselves through practice and discipline. The ancient Stoics realized that emotions and desires often cloud our judgment, leading us astray. By actively shaping their inner character, they hoped to gain control over wayward passions and become steadfast, honorable people. A virtuous person was expected to face hardship and adversity with equanimity, overcoming external events through inner strength and tranquility. The Stoics did not believe that external things like wealth, fame, or pleasure could bring true happiness. Instead, they taught that happiness could only be found through wisdom, justice, courage, and moderation. By embodying these virtues, a person would gain mastery over their judgments and impressions, allowing them to live freely and fulfill their highest potential. Virtue represents the pinnacle of human excellence for the Stoics. Their relentless self-discipline and self-examination were aimed at developing unshakable virtue. A life of virtue is rewarding in itself, leading to a type of joy and contentment the Stoics called ataraxia. By making progress towards ideal virtue, Stoics believed anyone could find meaning and tranquility. The emphasis on moral character remains one of the most recognizable and impactful aspects of Stoic philosophy. Their insights into human nature, desire, and living wisely continue to inspire people today to reflect on virtue and how we can express it each day. The second tenet is acceptance of fate and events outside one's control. A central principle of Stoic philosophy is the belief in accepting events that are outside of our control with grace and equanimity. The Stoics realized that much of what happens in the course of our lives is determined by nature and providence. There are external events, situations, and circumstances that we have no power over. Rather than frustrate themselves trying to control or change what is ultimately fate, the Stoics focused their energies on self-mastery. They believed the key to happiness was to learn how to distinguish between what is up to us and what is not up to us. We have power over our judgments, values, and reason, but not over health, wealth, reputation, or misfortune. By accepting the hand of fate with calmness and level-headedness, the Stoics were able to find peace and contentment in the face of adversity. Many individuals believe that by resisting the inevitable, they can spare themselves from pain and distress. However, this struggle often results in even greater suffering. Instead, by cultivating a sense of indifference towards aspects of life that are beyond our control, we can achieve a state of inner peace. The Stoics frequently illustrated this concept with the metaphor of a dog tethered to a moving cart. The dog has 2 choices. It can either follow the cart obediently or resist and be dragged along. Regardless of its choice, the cart will continue to move forward. In a similar vein, we can either accept the circumstances of our lives without complaint or futilely fight against them, which only leads to our own misery. It is important to note that this Stoic principle does not advocate for passivity or resignation. The Stoics encouraged individuals to take proactive steps to enhance their lives and assist others. They emphasized that worrying about factors outside our control is ultimately unproductive. Embracing our fate with courage, dignity, and wisdom is the most prudent approach. This foundational Stoic idea shifts our perspective on life's challenges. While hardships are unavoidable, our reactions to them shape our character. By accepting what we cannot alter and concentrating on our personal development, the Stoics believed we could discover tranquility and fulfillment, regardless of external circumstances. The third principle we will explore today is the mastery of one's judgments and perceptions. The Stoics held that achieving inner tranquility necessitated the ability to control our judgments and how we perceive the world around us. Although we cannot dictate external events, we do possess the power to influence our interpretations and evaluations of those events. The Stoics practiced the habit of consistently scrutinizing their initial impressions to ensure they were viewing situations rationally and objectively. They aimed to approach events without emotional reactions driven by fear, anger, pleasure, or pain. This examination and discipline of judgment were central to their philosophy. The Stoics taught that our emotions stem from our value judgments about events. External occurrences themselves are neutral. It is our perceptions that assign meaning to them. By striving to refine their clarity of judgment, the Stoics aimed to prevent overwhelming emotions such as grief, lust, or envy from taking hold. Their training involved persistently questioning their initial impressions and conclusions to ensure they were logical and well-founded. The goal was to gain control over one's inner landscape, allowing for conscious management of perceptions rather than being involuntarily swayed by emotions. This practice enabled the Stoics to face challenges and misfortunes with equanimity. While many events were beyond their control, their reasoned responses remained within their grasp. By mastering their judgments, the Stoics could confront setbacks and adversity with wisdom and objectivity. The Stoic focus on mastering perception encouraged individuals to take proactive steps and embrace self-responsibility, rather than adopting a victim mentality in the face of circumstances. The Stoics sought to shape their inner world, and a disciplined, rational faculty of judgment was essential to this endeavor. Clear discernment, free from the influence of passion, was the pathway to a tranquil and wise existence. This vital Stoic discipline continues to hold relevance today. Learning to objectively assess our judgments, question our impressions, and control our instinctive reactions is fundamental to our psychological well-being. By mastering perception, as the Stoics aim to do, we gain greater agency over our inner lives. The fourth principle we will discuss is the importance of living in harmony with nature. The Stoics believed that humans should aspire to align their lives with the natural world and the rational order of the universe. For them, nature was seen as providential, orderly, and purposeful. They taught that by comprehending the patterns of nature and living in accordance with them, individuals could discover meaning and contentment in their lives. The ideal Stoic existence was characterized by simplicity, self-restraint, and reflection, rather than an incessant pursuit of pleasure or material wealth. The Stoics advocated for a moderate lifestyle that balanced what nature offers, allowing for a deeper appreciation of life's fundamental goods, such as food, shelter, and relationships. Aligning with nature also involved fulfilling our roles within the larger context of the universe. The Stoics believed that human nature is inherently rational, so living rationally is equivalent to living naturally. They thought that making reasoned choices, controlling passions, and contemplating truth enable natural human excellence. Moderation and prudence allow one to avoid excess and dissipation by renouncing empty desires for fame, wealth, and hedonistic thrills. The Stoics hope to attain inner calm and freedom by pursuing only what is natural and necessary, such as companionship and basic sustenance. Anything beyond nature's needs causes turmoil. Living in agreement with nature also involves accepting life's transience and uncertainties with equanimity. Death, illness, and loss are inevitable parts of existence, and by acknowledging this natural cycle without complaint, Stoics could remain unperturbed. The Stoic ideal of aligning with nature endures as an insightful guide to living well. Seeking balance, reflecting on life's brevity, and focusing on simplicity rather than materialism can foster deep fulfillment. Living in harmony with nature allows anyone to flourish. The fifth tenet today is to be indifferent to external things. The Stoics taught the discipline of indifference as a way to achieve tranquility. This involved being indifferent towards external things outside one's control, which were considered indifferent. For the Stoics, things like wealth, status, pleasure, health, and fame were preferred indifference, meaning they were advantageous, but ultimately outside of one's control. The only true good was moral virtue and wisdom, all else was variable, and could be used well or poorly. By being indifferent to external indifference, the Stoics hoped to gain mastery over wayward emotions like fear, lust, and envy. Events themselves are neutral. It is our excessive attachment to indifference that causes turmoil. Practicing indifference allowed one to endure both good and bad fortune with wisdom and perspective. The discipline of indifference did not mean apathy or resignation. The Stoics still strove to improve life and help others, but they cultivated detachment from results, praise, comfort, and success, which were never guarantees in life. By accepting whatever came their way, the Stoics found inner stability. Stoic indifference required objectively judging between what was in one's power and what was not. Most of life's preferables, like health or prosperity, are fleeting and variable, but our character and judgments remain within our control. This is where the Stoics focused their energies. This practice allowed the Stoics to face calamity and prosperity alike with courage and equanimity. Through studied indifference to external indifference, they hoped to conquer fear and desire. By focusing on virtue rather than valuing indifference, the Stoics believed one could live freely and excellently according to nature. The Stoic discipline of indifference provides a framework for inner resilience today. Learning to accept both good and bad fortune with wisdom and perspective remains an essential path to tranquility. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe. If you want to watch more life-changing Stoic content, hit the bell for notifications. As usual, comment below Stoic lifestyle to show you stayed till the end. Thank you for watching, and if you are new here, welcome to the Stoic lifestyle.